As Mr. Cub Ernie Banks once said, let's play two. Game number 2 of this double dip between the Lopes and the Montana Grizz. Second time this weekend the Lopes are going to take on these Montana Grizz, trying to erase a 10-7 loss here last night. But moments ago, Shy, we saw a very close game between the Lopes and St. Joseph's University. A 4-3 win for the Lopes. Lexi Coons picking up her 3rd win of the year. She's now 3-3, going the distance, 7 innings of work, only allowing 3 earned runs. Things were getting down to the nitty-gritty in the top half of that 7th inning. Runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out when Mickey Cavarubio sealed the deal for the Lopes out there in left field.
Yeah, Mickey Cavarubio making a great diving catch, and then there was a little bit of confusion going on as when she was getting up, she dropped the ball, and the runner that was on 3rd ran to what would have been scoring the tying run, but Cavarubio threw the ball to Torville, who got then tagging the bag at 3rd to would have been getting the 3rd out, but the confusion was whether or not it was in fact a catch from Cavarubio, and the umpires all got together for a little bit of time and in fact then ended the game as with the Lopes winning, as you mentioned, that 4-3 victory just about 30 minutes ago here.
And of course, it's going to be Ryan Denhart on the mound here for the Lopes. As we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Grand Canyon University Lopes. Of course, the designated road team for game number 2. In center field leading off, it's going to be Gianna Nicoletti. Savannah Torville at the hot corner at 3rd. She hits 2nd. Lily Bishop will be at first base. She'll bat 3rd. Kristen Fifield launched her first career home run in game number 1. She'll clean things up. She'll hit 4th. She'll play shortstop. Kaylee Holland will be the designated player for the Lopes. She hits 5th. Lorianne Olson at 2nd base. She hits 6th. Mickey Cavarubio, just mentioned, the aforementioned Mickey Cavarubio. She's in left, she'll bat 7th. Jaden Reed, she'll be in right, she'll bat 8th. And rounding out the batting order for the Lopes, it's going to be Kaylee Dietrich at first base, batting 9th. And they'll set to do battle against Tristan Achenbach, the junior right-hander, in this one for the Grizz here tonight. Came in for an inning and a 3rd in last night's game. Gave up 1 walk, picked up 1 strikeout, only throwing 28 pitches, picking up the save in that game, coming in with 1 out in the bottom half of the 6th inning, closing the door in the bottom of the 7th for the Lopes as they lost that one by final score of 10-7. You mentioned Kaylee Holland picking up her first home run in that game. We just mentioned Kristen Fifield picking up probably the biggest hit of the day, was the player of the game in that game against St. Joseph's, where the Lopes moved to 1-2 in this weekend's tournament. 3-run home run over the right field wall off of Ashley Stokes. She picked up her 3rd loss of the season, 2nd loss in this tournament. Remember, she picked up a loss against UNLV, a 5-1 loss earlier today as well, going 6 innings, giving up 4 earned runs, as Achenbach, of course, looking to pick up her first win of the weekend, first win on the season as well. As you take a look in the dugout there, the Lopes getting ready for this one. Of course, defensively for Montana, you got Kylie Becker over there at the bag at 3rd base, Cami Sellers at 1st, Megan McGrath at short, Morgan Johnson's going to be the designated player, McKenna Jaden is behind the plate, Lexi Noss will be at 2nd base, Brooklyn Wisegram in center field, Kylie Hayden in right, and Anne-Marie Petrino in left field for the Grizz, looking to pick up their 2nd win against the purple and white this weekend, as Gianna Nicoletti digs in, the sophomore. Went 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs against Montana, pitching 24 hours ago. Achenbach is ready, Nicoletti is ready. Let's rock and roll here in Phoenix. First pitch on the outside corner called for a strike, and we are underway. And the home plate umpire, Christina Drum, first base umpire, Trina Comerford, and 3rd base umpire, Anita Robinette. Here for game 2 between the Lopes and the Grizz. Gianna Nicoletti going 0 for 2 with a walk in that game earlier today. She slaps that one the other way, and the count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes as we take a look at tonight's Sanderson Ford, 3 keys to the game.
Yeah, Jack, so the first key is pitch, execute, and repeat. The Lopes just got a big win over the Hawks, and part of that being from the complete game that was pitched from Coons. And then the Lopes were also able to get runners and bring them around and helping with those 4 runs that were scored. And then the next key is deja vu. So keep hitting like they did last night. Even though the Lopes did fall to the Grizz last night, 10-7, the Lopes had 12 hits. And so the Lopes look to have that done again here, but get more across and hopefully look to win their 2nd game of the day. And then the last one is stay down. So just keep your glove down and watch the errors. There were some errors yesterday that did help bring those 5 runs across back in the 1st.
Very close play over there at the bag at first base. Gianna Nicoletti trying to beat out an infield single. 4-3 put out for the second baseman.
We look at that again. Nicoletti having some great speed.
And Lexi Noss able to turn that one over for the quick 4-3 put out. But like you were mentioning, Lexi Coons executing pitch, execute and repeat this afternoon for Ryan Denhart, the right-hander, and Lexi Coons, like we mentioned, going the distance as that one's going to be popped in the air foul. We'll see if it stays in play for Jaden. It will, but she's not going to be able to make the play. And the count quickly 0-1 on Savannah Torville. Torville also going hitless in that game earlier today against St. Joseph's, the sophomore out of Whittier, California. 0-3 in that one. Of course, Lexi Coons going the distance. We mentioned 7 innings, only allowing those 3 earned runs. Buckled down in that 7th inning, giving up 2 earned runs. But again, like we mentioned, the big double play, the 7-5 double play turned by Mickey Cavarubio, as that one's in on the hands of Savannah Torville. The count quickly moves to 0-2. So Tristan Achenbach coming right after these Lopes hitters here in the top of the first. Remember, the Lopes are the designated road team for this game, trying to move to 2-2 in this weekend's tournament. As she winds, kicks, and delivers the 0-2. Doesn't get Torville to chase the ladder there, and the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Torville, of course, going 1 for 4 against Grizz pitching one night ago. Picked up an RBI. That one's roped foul. She'll stay alive. Count remains 1-2. Picked up her first double of the weekend last night. One-two pitch, ripped up the middle. Achenbach has it, flips to first. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the first for Tristan Achenbach. As Savannah Torville now 0 for 4 on the day, 0 for 3 in game 1, 0 for 1 here tonight as we take another look. Achenbach able to stab that one and toss on over to the first baseman, Cammie Sellers, as Lily Bishop will dig in. Remember, Lily Bishop went 0 for 3 last night against Montana. 10-7 loss, as Ryan Denhart will look to right that wrong. Of course, coming in relief last night, throwing 2 innings. Didn't give up a run, only threw 27 pitches, as it was Brianna Aguilar. Bobo giving up 13 hits, 6 earned runs, 10 runs total in just 5 innings of work. As the 0-1 pitch cut on and missed, and Bishop is quickly behind on the count, no balls and 2 strikes. So Tristan Achenbach coming right after these Lopes hitters early on in this game, giving them pitches to hit as she falls behind once again. No balls and 2 strikes here.
Yeah, Achenbach came in and pitched the last few innings against Lope last night, and also pitched quite a few innings in their first game yesterday. So seeing her out here again, so the Lopes do have a little bit of idea of how to deal with her, but again, Lopes did just play that game about 30 minutes ago. So them coming back with hopefully some good momentum going on after that last double play to end that game earlier against the Hawks.
0-2 pitch in on the hands once again as Bishop's able to fight that one off. Again, Lily Bishop came into this tournament hitting .317, has herself 2 home runs on the year, 11 runs batted in, a .450 slugging percentage. Mentioned that first home run of the year coming against the New Mexico Lobos on February 9th. That was in the bottom of the 4th inning of that game. Trying to pass the baton here to Kristen Fifield waiting on deck. As that one's cut on, fouled off once again, and the count will remain no balls and 2 strikes. So Lily Bishop not going away quietly here in the top of the first. Remember, it'll be Kylie Becker, Cammie Sellers, and Megan McGrath in the bottom half of the first inning against Ryan Denhart, making her first start of the weekend. Denhart, of course, coming into this weekend with a 5.82 ERA. Before going 2 1/3 innings strong against Montana here last night, as Bishop is able to lay off the high cheese there as the count moves to 1-2. Ryan Denhart's, of course, made now 12 appearances on the season. This will be her 9th start here this afternoon. As that pitch, did she go? No, she did not, says the first base umpire, Trina Comerford. So the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes now. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat between Achenbach and Bishop here on the top of the first. Looking for a 1-2-3 inning as Achenbach.
Nice job by Bishop there, being able to hold up
Is that one chopped over the head? Going to be a tough play there at short, and it's not going to be made an infield single for Lily Bishop. Again, would have been a very tough play at short there for Megan McGrath. Made the most of it, fired across the diamond deep in the hole there at short.
Yeah, a nice hit there from Bishop, and great job trying to field that there by the shortstop, but a tough throw to be made and just not in time and allowing Bishop to get safely to first.
And now Kristen Fifield, we mentioned first home run as a Lope in game 1 against St. Joseph's. So a 1-1 tie, runners on the corners, 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd inning against Ashley Stoke. Taking a 2-1 fastball over the heart of the plate, depositing it over the right field wall, trying to put a runner into scoring position here in the top of the 1st inning. Healthy hack there, swings through it as the count moves to 1-1 now on Achenbach. That pitch on the outside corner as the count now moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Achenbach doing a nice job painting that corner here in this 1st inning. Doing a nice job getting ahead of these Lopes hitters as well, making quick work of both Gianna Nicoletti and Savannah Torville. For Lily Bishop once again able to beat out that infield single. 1-2 pitch. Goes up and away on Kristen Fifield, doesn't get her to bite, and the count moves to 2-2. And we mentioned the shadows lurking in that first game shy.
Yeah,
Not too bad right now. Again, you could see there, lurking over the infield, lurking into shallow left center field as well. As that pitch just misses on the outside corner. Nice thought there from Tristan Achenbach as the count now runs full. A quality at bat from the freshman left-handed bat, Kristen Fifield here. She looks to once again pass the baton to Kaylee Holland, the designated player waiting on deck for the Lopes. Would love to get another stab here at Montana pitching after picking up her first home run here last night. Would love to put up a crooked number here in the top half of the 1st inning as that one's fouled straight back. Another healthy hack from Kristen Fifield. There'll be at least a 7-pitch at bat now between Achenbach and Fifield here in the 1st. So the Lopes doing a nice job really revving up that pitch count here in the 1st inning through the first 4 batters.
Yeah, Fifield doing a nice job of keeping herself alive at this at bat. As you mentioned, at least 7 pitches are going to happen here.
And that one clips Fifield. It's going to be off the bat as we'll have another pitch in this at bat. 8 pitches now between Fifield and Achenbach. As you can see there, check swing right off the nub of the bat there. We'll take another look. Yeah, as Kristen Fifield's just able to barrel that one up as the 3-2 offering just misses on the outside corner. Once again, Kristen Achenbach going back to that off-speed pitch on the outside corner. Does not get the call from the home plate umpire, Christina Drummond. Just like that, the Lopes are in business here in the top of the 1st. Runners on 1st and 2nd with 2 out, and that'll bring up the aforementioned Kaylee Holland, designated player for game number 2 for Coach Pearson. We mentioned the home run here one night ago. Picked up 2 hits in that game, 3 RBIs. I mentioned she came into the weekend just hitting .205 on the season. Now it's 1 home run, 12 RBIs, fouls that one straight back, and just like the first 4 hitters, Achenbach gets ahead quickly now, no balls and 2 strikes. See if Achenbach gets her to chase one here on 0-2. Few pitches to spoil, goes up and in, fouled straight back over the broadcast booth here at GCU Softball Stadium. So the count remains 0-2, and just as Tristan Achenbach has been able to do an excellent job getting ahead of these Lopes hitters shy, the Lopes have done an excellent job really fighting in that batter's box, really again revving up that pitch count as she approaches 20 pitches here in the 1st inning.
Absolutely, Jack. Lopes hitters, and that one will get away for ball number 1, but the Lopes hitters doing a great job of knowing what pitch to hit and which one to take, and being able to foul off as many as they had, as we mentioned in that last at bat. There was 8 pitches, and now Holland doing a great job of keeping herself alive here.
1-2 offering, chopped foul on the left side, so we'll do it again. 5th pitch of this battle between Holland and Achenbach coming up. Again, you got Lily Bishop on second base. Kristen Fifield over there at the bag at first. 2 outs, runners on first and second. The Lopes looking to put a run across here on the top of the first before Ryan Denhart steps out on the circle as the 1-2 offering. It is popped in the air foul. We'll see if it stays in play for Kylie Becker. Unable to make the play, misreading that one just a tad, and we'll do it again. 6th pitch of this at-bat between Achenbach and Holland.
Yeah, the last game last night between these two teams, the Grizz put up 5 back in the top of the first. So Lopes trying to get a little bit of that back at them here as they have those 2 runners on and one of them being in scoring position. So at least getting 1 run across here.
1-2 pitch, misses outside. Count moves to 2-2 as Achenbach tries to brush that one off the outside corner to no avail. Goes with the off-speed pitch on 2-2, and once again, Kaylee Holland fighting up there at the dish. And we'll have another 7-pitch at-bat. Trying to find the grass out there in center field. You can see Westgram, Hayton, and Petrino playing about straight up out there in the outfield. As Bishop once again looking to get a good jump off second. The 2-2 pitch to Holland. Misses inside, and the count runs full at 3-2. So another quality at bat here from a Lopes hitter against Tristan Achenbach. See if the Lopes are able to load the bases, put all ducks on the pond for Lorianne Olson, who mentioned 4 hits here last night. Looking to rebound after a hitless performance this afternoon against St. Joseph's. 3-2 pitch, cut on and miss, so Tristan Achenbach gets the job done with a fastball. As she gets Kaylee Holland to wave through that one. We'll head to the bottom half of the first inning. The Lopes leave 2 runners in scoring position. It's the Lopes nothing, and the Grizz coming to bat.
It's time for the upcoming schedule brought to you by BSN Sports, the largest provider of team sports equipment and apparel in the country. Baseball takes on Pacific at noon tomorrow, while softball closes out the Lopes Classic. It will face UNLV at 12:30, and then softball will kick off the GCU Invitational Wednesday with their first game at 5 p.m. against South Dakota. You can catch it all here on GCU TV.
Of course, baseball picking up a big win, 12-1 last night. Pearson going 7 strong, only giving up 1 earned run. The baseball team won again today. Cole Hoskins picked up his first one of the year, and they won that one 10-5. Nick Hansen, who mentioned 3 for 4 last night, 4 RBIs, picked up his first home run of the year, picked up another home run over the left field wall, paid another visit to 35th Avenue out there at Brazel Field. Brock Burton picking up 2 more runs batted in. Juan Collado homered to left as well in that game. As Ryan Denhart on the mound as we take a look at the starting lineup for the Montana Grizz. At third base, it's going to be Kylie Becker. Cammie Sellers is at first, she'll bat second. Megan McGrath at short, she'll hit third. Morgan Johnson, the designated player, she'll bat fourth. McKenna Jaden catching, she'll bat fifth. Lexi Noss at second base, she'll hit sixth. Brooklyn Wisegram in center field, she'll hit seventh. Kylie Hayton in right field, she hits eighth. And rounding out the order in left field, it's going to be Anne-Marie Petrino against Ryan Denhart. I mentioned Ryan Denhart finishing things off against Montana here last night. Came in relief for Brianna Aguilar. Remember, Bobo went 5 innings, gave up 13 hits, 10 runs, 6 of which were earned through 91 pitches. Ryan coming in relief, going the final 2 innings, only allowing 1 hit, only throwing 27 pitches. As that first pitch misses just a tad bit outside. Count quickly 1-0, and just like Lexi Coons earlier today, Coach Pearson looking for Ryan Denhart to eat up some innings in this one.
Yeah, Denhart getting her first start of the weekend. So it's nice to see her out, as you mentioned, coming in against the Grizz last night in relief for Bobo. Her first 2 pitches in for ball number 1 and 2 here.
Two-0 pitch on the outside corner, and the count moves to 2-1 on Becker. Kylie Becker hitting .220 to start this season. 1 home run, 5 RBIs. There's a slugging percentage of .305. Looking to get that average up as the leadoff hitter for this Grizz team. Went 1 for 3 with an RBI here last night. Picked up a walk against Ryan Denhart as she swings through that one. Levels up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Ryan Denhart doing a nice job bouncing back after falling behind 2-0 on the Montana leadoff hitter. As the 2-2 pitch, slice foul the other way, count remains 2-2. Ryan Denhart, like we mentioned, trying to duplicate what Lexi Coons did earlier today, had an 8-pitch, 1-2-3 top half of the first inning against St. Joseph's. Ran into a bit of trouble in the top half of the second inning, only allowing 1 earned run, had a bases loaded 2-out situation against St. Joseph's leadoff hitter. Kirsten Cox, as that one is roped in the air into the gap, right center field. That could be 2 for Becker as she rounds first, heads to second, slides in safely. Ball gets away, not enough for Becker to move over to third, but a leadoff double nonetheless for Montana's leadoff hitter. She'll get that average over 220 now with that base hit. Second hit of the weekend against Lopes pitching as she puts a runner in motion for Montana.
Number 10, the first baseman,
Take another look there in the gap. Played out there nicely by Gianna Nicoletti, just not in time with the throw. And we'll see what Cami Sellers does here. Cami went 0 for 4 in last night's game, left 2 runners on base. Hitting .344, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, a .590 slugging percentage. That leads the Grizz as the first pitch from Denhart, cut on and missed, count quickly 0-1. Denhart doing a nice job getting ahead of Cami Sellers here. We mentioned that batting average, a very dangerous batter in this lineup for the Grizz, despite not doing any damage here last night. Oh, 1 pitch, goes with the off speed, just off the corner. The count levels at a ball and a strike. That pitch misses just a bit low as the count moves to 2-1. Lexi Coons, of course, earlier today having herself 3 1-2-3 innings before getting into a bit of trouble in that top half of the 7th inning. Remember, runners on second and third, 1 out before Mickey Cavarubio able to make the game-ending 7-5 double play. Pitch misses outside, the count moves to 3-1. So Ryan Denhart right off the bat in a precarious situation here in the bottom half of the first inning. You got a runner on second, nobody out. 3-1 pitch to arguably the best hitter in this lineup with Megan McGrath waiting on deck. McGrath, of course, went 4 for 5 here last night. Another very dangerous batter in this lineup against Ryan Denhart. As the 3-1 pitch misses low in the dirt, and just like that, Montana has some trouble lurking here in the bottom of the first shy. Runners on first and second and nobody out.
Yeah, as we saw last night, they can definitely do some damage, put up a 5 spot back in the top half of the first as they were the visiting team yesterday. So definitely trying to make some stopping here, not allowing any of those runs to come across and cut the damage down as fast as you can. Lopes do have that double play ball in effect here if you get that ground ball.
First pitch popped in the air. We'll see if it stays in play. And it's not going to be made there, as you saw the full-fledged attempt there from Lorianne Olson, just over the head of Lily Bishop there at first base. Kind of in no man's land over there at the bag at first base. Placed perfectly there by McGrath. If that one was able to stay fair, you take another look at it. All 3 players going after that one, as it's now an 0-1 count with Jaden Reed coming in at that ball as well. So with Becker on second, Sellers on first, it'll be an 0-1 to McGrath. Again, picked up an RBI double here last night against Brianna Aguilar. Pitch misses in. Count moves to 1-1, hitting .304 on the season. Leads the team with 6 home runs, 13 runs batted in, has 40 total bases. The Salem, Oregon native. A sophomore with a .714 slugging percentage. Has some speed as well with 2 stolen bases on the season. That pitch misses inside, and the count moves to 2-1. So Lexi Coons, I think the name of the game in this first game, Shy, was getting ahead of those St. Joseph's hitters. You see Ryan Denhart falling behind each of the first 3 hitters in this lineup for the Grizz, resulting in a leadoff double from Kylie Becker and a 5-pitch walk to Cami Sellers. Looking for the ground ball here against Megan McGrath, trying to limit the damage as that pitch is roped in the air, right field, deep to right in front of the warning track, right by the line is Jaden Reed. Tagging from second is Becker. She'll move to third. So Megan McGrath does the job, moving the runner up to third base. Runners on the corners now with 1 out, and that'll bring up the designated player Morgan Johnson, looking to drive in the first run of the ball game.
Morgan Johnson.
Yeah, yesterday we saw the entire order come to the plate in the top of the first. So definitely all of these players saw what happens in the top of the first last night. Now them playing in the bottom half of the first. With that one out now, but still having runners on the corners, Lopes in a little bit of trouble just to avoid getting too many runs to come across here in the first, as those 5 runs were the deciding factor that really pushed the Grizz over, as the Lopes were never able to fully come back in that 7-10 loss.
Oh, one pitch fouled straight back in on the hands of Morgan Johnson. Johnson, of course, a part of that freight train here last night. Shy putting up 10 runs, went 1 for 4, 2 RBIs. Hitting .257 to start, just 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Ryan Denhart trying to keep this ball low in the zone, doing a nice job getting ahead of the Grizz cleanup hitter, as that one's cut on and missed, goes up doors against Morgan Johnson. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. And as she strikes her out on 3 pitches, and just like that, the Lopes are 1 out away from getting themselves out of the jam.
Definitely a big out there for the Lopes, a much needed out there. As you see that, again, that up door swinging on that pitch. So a nice, as you mentioned, a 3-pitch out there. Something that the Lopes really needed to help not allow any damage to be done here.
Pitch misses inside, count quickly 1-0 on McKenna Jaden. So Becker on third, Sellers still over there at the bag at first. McKenna Jaden, the backstop for this Montana softball program. Went 2 for 4 last night, 3 RBIs. Hitting .257, 1 home run, 2 RBIs. Takes that pitch, inside corner, just misses. The count moves to 2-0 as Ryan Denhart not getting the benefit of the doubt from the home plate umpire early on in this one. Pitch on the outside corner, gets the call from Christina Drum as the count moves to 2-1. Again, a base is open here at second base. Ryan Denhart falls behind 3-1, not wanting to give in to the dangerous bat in McKenna Jaden. You got Lexi Noss waiting on deck as 2-1 pitch misses inside. The count does run to 3-1, so it'll be interesting to see how Ryan Denhart navigates her way in this at-bat against McKenna Jaden. Again, you don't want to give in. You don't want to lay one over the heart of the plate. One swing of the bat can make this a 3-0 ball game in inning number 1. Ryan Denhart just 1 out away from getting herself into and out of trouble as the 3-1 pitch cut on and missed, painting the outside corner, and the count runs full at 3-2. Nice pitch there from Ryan Denhart. Jaden, we mentioned 14 total bases on the season, just trying to drive in Becker from third, looking to pick up her 3rd RBI of the season. 3-2 pitch, lofted in the air, shallow right field. That one's going to dunk in there for a base hit. Moving from first to third is Sellers. Scoring on the play is Becker. It's an RBI single for McKenna Jaden. She now has 4 RBIs in this series, so I misspoke earlier trying to pick up her 3rd RBI. She picks up RBI number 7 now on the season. 3-2 pitch on the outside corner there. Lofts right in front of Jaden Reed out there in right field, as you can see on the replay. It's a 1-0 lead for Montana as Lexi Noss looks to add to the damage here on the top of the first against Ryan Denhart.
Well, as we saw in that last game earlier today, the Lopes came back from that 1-run deficit. So the Montana does have a runner on third in scoring position and a runner on first, but Lopes came back from the bases being loaded and only allowing that 1 run across. So not too much of a worry right now here for the Lopes.
Again, coming up and in there on Lexi Noss. We saw her come up and in on Morgan Johnson for the 3-pitch strikeout. Ryan Denhart just looking for a ground ball here to escape any further damage as that one's ripped to short. Staying down on it is Fifield. The flip to Lorianne Olsen at second, and that'll do it here in the first, but not before Montana scores 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 2 runners on. Let's move to the top half of the second inning here in Phoenix, Arizona. It's a 1-0 lead for the Grizz. You're watching GCU softball right here on GCU TV.
As a teacher, your calling was always to make a difference and positively impact the future. You live with a deep sense of purpose and strive to inspire generations of change. GCU's online Masters of Education degree program gives you the skills you need to grow and develop your career. You're not just inspiring future generations of leaders, you're giving them the tools they need to succeed.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Coach Ann Pearson talking things over there on the third base side as her offense looks to break through against Tristan Achenbach here in the top half of the second inning. Montana offense getting to Ryan Denhart early with 1 run on 2 hits. Achenbach able to get herself into and out of trouble in the top half of the first inning as she'll deal with the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the order. Lorianne Olson, Mickey Cavarubio, and Jaden Reed for the Lopes. Lorianne Olson, of course, going hitless in that first game against St. Joseph's earlier on today. 0 for 3 was the senior. As she swings at the first pitch, lofts in the air down the left field line, going to drop foul. And the count quickly, no balls and 1 strike. Olson going 3 for 3. You mentioned those 4 hits last night in those 2 games. Went 3 for 3 against Montana pitching. Picked up an RBI as well. As the 0-1 pitch, loft in the air, shallow center field, going to be made out there in center field. So an easy out number 1. As Brooklyn Westgraham's able to put that one away. So with 1 out and nobody on, that'll bring up the left fielder, Mickey Cavarubio. We mentioned the great catch. Game-ending double play against St. Joseph's in Game 1 to solidify that 4-3 victory. Again, Lexi Coons moving to 3-3 on the season, .500. As that pitch clips the outside corner, count quickly 0-1. We mentioned the hot start in this one for Mickey Cavarubio. Picked up a walk-off home run for the Lopes early on in February in the second tournament of the year out in Waco, Texas. As that one's ripped up the middle, that one might get all the way to the wall, and it does. It's going to be a 1-out double, it looks like, for Mickey Cavarubio, and just like that, the Lopes are in motion. You can see she's fired up. 1 for 1 on the day, trying to knot this game up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, great hit there by Cavarubio, getting it into the gap, and it being hit hard enough to roll all the way back to the warning track as we take another look at this one here.
And that's been her approach all season long, waiting back, slicing it into that left center field gap. Case in point right there, the big fist pump to the dugout as with 1 out and a runner on second base. Jaden Reed will look to drive in the runner in scoring position. Chops out one on the ground. Going to be a very tough play with her speed, and it ain't going to be made. An infield single for Jaden Reed. Just like that, runners on the corners with 1 out for the Lopes. And just like that, Tristan Achenbach is going to have to work herself into and out of trouble if she wants to get out of this inning unscathed. Very close play over there at the bag at first base.
Yeah,
Jaden Reed able to beat it out by a step.
Mentioned that speed of Reed definitely coming in handy there with that run there down to first.
Kaylee Dietrich will have her first at-bat of the day, the Gilbert native. Trying to pick up her first RBI of the tournament, lays down a bunt, misses, throw down to second, not going to be made, and swiping second base. That's going to be Jaden Reed, so she goes with the delayed steal, trying to get the throw down to second, which would have allowed Mickey Cavarubio to score in perfect theory. She'll take second base with runners on second and third and 1 out. So a base hit could give the Lopes a 2-1 advantage here with Kaylee Dietrich. Dietrich, of course, hitting .222, has herself 5 RBIs this season. Swings through that fastball, and the count moves to 0-2.
Yeah, with that healthy act that Dietrich took there, definitely trying to bring those runners home.
Achenbach going low on 0-2 on the outside corner. Misses. Count moves to 1-2 on Dietrich. The Lopes with excellent discipline to this point against Tristan Achenbach. We mentioned her coming right after these Lopes hitters with strikes. Getting ahead of 5 hitters already with an 0-2 and an 0-2 count as a 1-2 pitch to Dietrich. Tries to get her to chase upstairs. Doesn't bite, and the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now again, Montana will give up a run on a ground ball here with short and second playing back. Corners are in. As the 2-2 offering to Dietrich is ripped down the left field line, but hooking foul. That one headed for the Grove here at Grand Canyon University. Again, Kaylee Dietrich getting out in front of that one, hooking it foul. It'll be another 2-2 pitch, sixth pitch of this at-bat between Achenbach and Kaylee Dietrich, trying to turn things back to the top of the order. 2-2 pitch, ripped down the third base line, just foul, just past. Looked like Mickey Cavarubio over there at third base as he take another look. Some fancy footwork getting out of the way of that one was Mickey Cavarubio. It'll be a 7-pitch battle at least now between Achenbach and Dietrich, as that one's going to be lofted in the air. That probably won't get the job done, as that one's going to be made out there by Megan McGrath. So 2 away now, just with the doctor ordered if you're Tristan Achenbach trying to get out of this jam. Runners on second and third now with 2 away.
Center fielder, number 24.
So Gianna Nicoletti will look to cash in here after going 0 for 1 in her first at-bat against Tristan Achenbach. Again, the corners will be in for the speedy Gianna Nicoletti, looking to slap one down the third base side here. First pitch misses outside, count moves to 1-0. And you can see out there in center field, Brooklyn Wisegram shading a bit to the left here. Wide open hole in that right center, or that left center field gap.
Mentioned earlier, Jack, a few times about the sun and how the shadows are, and you can see center field and right field covering their faces with their gloves in the hand. So it's going to be a little bit of an issue over there early on in this game until that sun fully goes down.
At least for the next 2 innings or so, as again the Fullerton native Gianna Nicoletti picking up those 4 hits one night ago against this Montana pitching staff. Mentioned the 2 RBIs, a big RBI double in that game as well, as that one's going to be chopped. Going to be a tough play and a big interference call. That's going to be out number 3. Jaden Reed just unable to get out of the way of Megan McGrath. Would have been a tough play over there at the bag as you take another look, colliding with the shortstop there. Looked like she was definitely in the baseline as McGrath was coming in, trying to make the 6-3 put out. Nonetheless, it will be interference for the final out as Ryan Denhart will look to mow him down here in the bottom half of the second inning. Still a 1-0 lead for the Grizz, looking for more here in the second.
Well, Jack, you know, you can get the best gear to show up your Lope pride. Just go to lopeshop.gcu.edu to find everything GCU, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GCUTV25 to get 25% off just for being a GCU TV viewer. Let's paint the Valley purple and Lopes up.
And that promo code, capital GCUTV25. You could use that at GCBC too, right?
Yeah, you can use it, GCBC products, at the Lope Shop online, so you can use it on either getting cans of Stampede, or GCBC also has their own brand of coffee in K-Cups that you can use in your Keurig. So 25% off clothing, coffee, accessories, anything on GCU.
You really know your stuff when it comes to GCBC.
I have a slight obsession with GCBC. It's where all my tiny dollars go to.
Well, nonetheless, we'll go to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 lead for the Grizz. Looking for more against Ryan Denhart. 1 run on 2 hits in the first.
The center fielder, number 16.
It'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Bottom third of the order for Montana. Brooklyn Wisegram, Kylie Hayden, and Anne-Marie Petrino. Getting their first look at the Lopes right-hander as the first pitch. Bunted right back to Denhart. Going to be a tough play as looks like the home plate umpire going to say she's out. I don't know if it was a double tap, maybe it hit the plate. It's going to be quick out number 1 here, 1 pitch and 1 out for Ryan Denhart. And Wisegram will head back after realizing the call. We take another look here.
It looks
like it was a double tap.
Number 9, Kylie Hayton.
So 1 away, and that'll bring up Kylie Hayton, the right fielder, left-handed bat. Still looking for a first hit of the year. Hitless in just 9 at-bats, so a limited amount of playing time for the right fielder as that first pitch misses inside. Count quickly 1-0. A pitch drops in there to even up the count at 1-1. Hayden not getting any at-bats in last night's 10-7 win. Just 0 for 3 in this tournament thus far against the Lopes St. Joseph's and the UNLV Rebels. Again, UNLV Rebels making themselves the alphas in this tournament so far. Going 4-0, big 5-1 victory against St. Joseph's earlier on today. Have a Sunday matinee at noon tomorrow against the Lopes, after picking up a 7-1 victory over these same Lopes here last night. As the 2-1 offering is fouled straight back. Healthy hack there from Hayden as the count moves to 2-2. And Ryan Denhart, of course, would love an easy 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom half of the second inning after getting herself into a bit of trouble. Was able to work herself out of any further damage with runners on the corners and 2 outs, retiring the final out in Lexi Noss. As the 2-2 offering, slapped foul, and the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, a little bit of a gift, that first out that the Lopes got in this inning. So, as you mentioned, Lopes trying to get that 1-2-3 inning and trying to get that 1 run back that the Grizz put across back in the bottom part of the first.
And 9 at-bats. Hayden has 4 strikeouts on the season, with Denhart looking to make it 5 right here. Still looking for a first punch out here in the second. Remember, she struck out Morgan Johnson with 2 runners on as that one's chopped short. Going to be a tough play for Fifield. Handles it, throws across the diamond. Going to be in time for the 6-3 putout. Kind of a delayed call over there at first base.
The Grizz fans are definitely not happy about that one. The coach going over to talking to the first base umpire.
Take another look. Kristen Fifield cross her body, and yeah, very close play over there at first base. Trina Comerford may have gotten that one wrong, but nonetheless, 2 up and 2 down here in inning number 1.
Looks like there's going to be a little conversation going on.
It looks like they could potentially talk about reversing this call, so they'll talk things over with both Christina Drum and Anita Robinette.
Hayden staying on the bag there, not wanting to get off, as she definitely thought that she was there in time and should have been safe. And the call was
she's
reversed.
safe, so the call is reversed on the field. Runner on first base and 1 out now.
And here comes Coach Pearson to have that conversation that she should not be safe.
Again, that will mark the first base hit of the season for Kylie Hayden. She's now 1 for 10. Coach Pearson wants an explanation from both Christina Drum as well as Anita Robinette over there at the bag at first base, making her case. Robinette with the call over there at the bag. I guess her argument here would be that Christina Drum or Trina Comerford didn't really have the best angle over there at first base to reverse that call.
Left fielder, number 4, Anne-Marie Petrino.
So that'll bring up Anne-Marie Petrino now. 1 out and a runner on first base as the Grizz look to rebound now after the overturned call. First pitch in there for a strike, and the count quickly 0-1. So again, Hayden now 1 for 10 on the season. Average moves up to 100 on the season for the left-handed swinging freshman. Petrino, the senior, hitting .211 on the season, 1 RBI as she gets drilled by that one as the count. Now there'll be runners on first and second with 1 out. So just like that, Ryan Denhart finds herself in a bit of a jam once again. 1 out, runners on first and second as Becker will dig in. Remember, Becker started things in that bottom half of the first inning for Montana with a ringing double in the right center field gap. Came around to score on an RBI single from Jaden. So Ryan Denhart definitely looking to keep the ball low in the zone here, looking for a double play ground ball. That first pitch misses in. Count moves to 1-0. looking to get a good lead off of second as the 1-0 pitch. Chop foul count moves to 1-1. So to confirm, home plate umpire Anita Robinette. Trina Comerford over there at the bag at first base. She's the one that made the call. And then over at third base, it's Matthew Jacks. Denhart's pitch count now up to 37 here through an inning and a third. Remember, going 2 1/3 innings here last night, not allowing a run on 27 pitches to these Grizzlies hitters as the 1-1 pitch. Slice foul, and the count moves to 1-2. Again, it was a 2-2 fastball over the outside corner that Becker was able to wait back on and drive into that right center field gap in her first at-bat. A lot of speed at the plate as she looks to hit one into the gap once again with the outfielders playing straight away. That one off the nub of the bat once again. We saw Kristen Fifield hit one off barrel of her bat with a check swing on a full count pitch from Achenbach in the second inning. As we take another look here, I believe that one hit just off the end of the bat there from Becker, as we'll have another 1-2 offering. Sixth pitch of this at bat between Denhart and Becker. Runners lead off, pitch misses up, and the count moves to 2-2. So Ryan Denhart trying to go up and in to Kylie Becker on 1-2, doesn't get her to chase the ladder. Again, you can see Savannah Torville playing just to the left of the bag over there at third base. Wide open hole there on the left side. 2-2 pitch, ripped up the middle off the glove of Denhart, so it won't trickle into center field, but it's going to be an infield single nonetheless for Kylie Becker. But if that one was ticketed for center field, it's probably a 2-0 Montana lead. So a nice stop there from Ryan Denhart as the bases are now loaded with one out.
Yeah, as we see that just off the glove of Denhart, unable to field that ball into her glove. So now bases loaded here for the Grizz. So Lopes in a little bit of trouble with only one out.
So with all ducks on the pond, you got Hayden on third, Petrino on second, Becker on first, and that will bring up Cammie Sellers. Remember, hitting .345 on the season, walked in her first at-bat. Leads in average for this Montana squad. First pitch misses outside, count 1-0, and Lopes want to talk things over now with Ryan Denhart. Lily Bishop, of course, telling her right-hander to keep it low in the zone here against Sellers. Mentioned 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. The 3 home runs, second in this lineup, only behind Megan McGrath, who's waiting on deck. As the 1-1 pitch, blooped in the air. Just what the doctor ordered if you're Ryan Denhart trying to get herself into and out of trouble. A pop-up caught by Kristen Fifield, and there's 2 away. So executed her pitch beautifully there. Fastball in the inner part of the plate, jamming Sellers. As they'll take another look here. Set up inside there from Lily Bishop. Wouldn't have it any other way if you're Ryan Denhart. So with 2 outs now, bases loaded. Still a 1-0 game. That'll bring up Megan McGrath. We mentioned the 6 home runs, 13 RBIs on the season. One swing of the bat could really blow this game open early on for the Grizz. As the first pitch misses inside, count 1-0. McGrath popped up to Savannah Torville in her last at-bat. Mentioned 4 for 5 here last night with 4 RBIs. As that pitch clips the inside corner. Count moves to 1-1. And we mentioned in game 1, top half of the second inning, it was a 1-0 lead for St. Joseph's. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Lexi Coons was able to get herself out of the jam with a ground ball to Savannah Torville at third base. She just stepped on the bag as that one's going to be sliced down the right field line and foul. And the count moves to 1-2. So Ryan Denhart doing a nice job getting ahead of Montana's 3-hitter in this at-bat with the bases loaded. We mentioned the 13 RBIs. He's no stranger to driving in runs. One-two pitch, tries to get her to chase upstairs. Not going to happen as the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Denhart so far trying to get these hitters to chase up in the zone. Hasn't really gone low in the zone. Trying to get these hitters to hit some balls on the ground. As, again, a ground ball out here. Step on the bag. Any forced play at any base here. As that one's ripped in the air. Deep left field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is foul. just foul off the bat of Megan McGrath, inches away from a grand slam here in the second inning.
Very close call there. So you take another look at this one.
Inches away there from the left field foul pole, as again, well over the wall. Only Mickey Cavarubio could do there is turn and watch. Big sigh of relief from Ryan Denhart as the count now moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mentioned Denhart with 1 punch out already in this one. That was to Morgan Johnson waiting on deck. That was in the bottom half of the first inning with 2 runners in scoring position. She winds, kicks, delivers the 2-2 pitch. Fastball, ripped to short, Fifield has it, flips to Olsen at second, and that'll do it as Ryan Denhart works herself into and out of trouble here in the second inning as Montana leaves the bases loaded. We'll move to inning number 3 here in the heart of PHX. You're watching GCU softball here on GCU TV.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin', ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
Curiosity fuels you. So when you're ready for a fulfilling new career, let your curiosity fuel that change. Grand Canyon University's online degree programs in technology make it convenient for you to achieve your dream. GCU teaches you how to plan for innovation. By applying that knowledge to today's most challenging problems, you're helping to build a better tomorrow. Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/online.
See Ann Pearson once again talking things over with her coaching staff as we enter the top half of the third inning. Heart of the order for the Lopes against Tristan Achenbach. Achenbach, through 2 innings of work, has allowed 4 hits, has worked herself into and out of trouble in each of the last 2 innings, only allowing 1 extra base hit, 48 pitches through the first 2 innings. So she's done a great job getting ahead of these Lopes hitters, but in retrospect, the Lopes have done a nice job really working the count against Montana's right-hander as Savannah Torville digs in 0 for 1, grounded right back to Achenbach in her first at-bat. That was in the first inning as she ropes that one in the air. Left field going to be foul and into the seats, and the count quickly 0-1. It'll be Torville, Bishop, and Fifield against the right-hander for the Grizz. And the Lopes not coming away with their first run until the bottom half of the third inning against St. Joseph's. Remember, it was a 1-0 lead for St. Joseph's in that game. Bottom of the third inning, the Lopes put up a 4 spot, never looked back, winning that game 4-3. And you talk about deja vu, Shy. Maybe you get 2 runners on here. Another 3-run blast off the bat of Kristen Fifield.
That would be a great deja vu moment, getting those runs back from earlier today.
0-1 pitch, misses up. Count moves to 1-1 on Torville.
Could even have that deja vu moment from Holland, who got her first home run last night against the Grizz. So there's a few options that we could have here, Jack.
Drops in there for a strike as the count moves to 1-2. We mentioned Savannah Torville, just 1 for 8 thus far in this tournament, going 1 for 4 against the Grizz. Here last night, 0 for 3 against St. Joseph's earlier today. As that pitch ripped up the middle off the glove of Achenbach. Throw to first from McGrath. It's going to be a 1-6-3 putout off the glove of Achenbach as McGrath is able to put it away for out number 1, excuse me. So 1 away, nobody on.
Number 27.
Lily Bishop will dig in. Lily Bishop, of course, 1 for 1 in this game already, picking up a 2-out single. And beat out an infield single in the hole. Would have been a tough play regardless for Megan McGrath. First pitch in the inside corner. Count quickly 0-1. Misses low, count moves to 1-1. We mentioned Lily with those 2 home runs on the season, 11 runs batted in. One swing of the bat here would bring new life into this GCU softball stadium, looking for at least a base runner here in the top of the third inning. As that pitch misses inside. Count moves to 2-1. So Bishop ahead now of Tristan Achenbach. Again, up to 52 pitches already through 2 1/3 innings. Jams Bishop. Should be an easy put out for Jaden as she makes the play in foul ground. Second put out for Jaden. And the count, now there's 2 outs and nobody on. And of course, remember earlier today against St. Joseph's, 1-1, bottom of the 3rd inning. Kristen Fifield, again, right in her wheelhouse there, depositing that one over the right field wall. First collegiate home run in the purple and white for Kristen Fifield. Reached base in her first at-bat as that pitch misses low. Count quickly 1-0. 8-pitch walk for Kristen Fifield against Tristan Achenbach back in the first. That put runners on first and second with 2 outs. Pitch misses outside. Count moves to 1-1. Fifield, of course, coming into the weekend with that .306 batting average like we mentioned. Looking to gain herself some more at-bats as we move into the latter stages of the 2020 season.
A 3-0 count here for Fifield.
To be taking all the way here against Achenbach. She is. 4-pitch walk. She's on base for the second time. So with 2 outs and a runner on first base, the Lopes, again, one swing of the bat will give them the lead here. Kaylee Holland digging in. 0 for 1 already today. Struck out swinging with runners on first and second and 2 outs. Again, she drew a 7-pitch at bat in that first inning against Tristan Achenbach. First pitch misses low. Count moves to 1-0. And a quick mound visit here from Jaden. Going to talk things over with her right-hander here. And got herself into and out of trouble in each of the last 2 innings. Trying to avoid another runner in scoring position here early on in this game for these Lopes hitters. With Lorianne Olson waiting on deck. We mentioned Lorianne Olson with 4 hits here last night, 3 against Montana pitching. Still looking for her first hit today. 0 for 4 on the afternoon against both St. Joseph's and Montana to this point. That's a 1-0 offering. Flips the inside corner. As Achenbach gets the call from Anita Robinette behind the dish, and the count moves to 1-1. 1-1 pitch, lift in the air, shallow center field. Should be a can of corn for Wisegram, and it is for the final out as she hauls it in. 3 easy innings to this point for Tristan Achenbach, really mowing them down here in Phoenix as we move to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Still a 1-0 lead for the Grizz.
Well, now it's time for the Canyon State standings, brought to you by the Canyon State Credit Union.
We mentioned, of course, Utah Valley really taking names early on this season with that 12-5 record. Did come off a loss here last night at home. New Mexico State, of course, 12-7. California Baptist still trying to hold on. They have that 9-13 record. They have won 2 in a row, telling off a couple of wins. Seattle, of course, matching Kansas City with those 12 losses. Of course, the Lopes sit at 4-18 overall to start this season, looking to tally off some wins. Again, consistency is key for the Lopes moving forward. We saw a big win against St. Joseph's, trying to tally off another win here. You know you could beat the Grizzlies the way they swung the bats last night. It's going to come down to pitching in this one. So far, so good from Ryan Denhart. Has gotten herself into trouble in each of the last 2 innings. Got 2 quick outs, so she thought last inning, 2 quick outs. Got a quick out number 1 against Noss. Wisegram able to beat out an infield single after the call was reversed on the field. That loaded the bases with 1 out, as it resulted in that later on in the inning. But she was able to work herself into and out of the jam. Bases loaded, 1 out against Cammie Sellers. Was able to get her to pop up to short. Over there with Kayla Fifield making the catch, and then Megan McGrath retired for the final out as she'll deal with the 4, 5, and 6 hitters here in the bottom of the third with Morgan Johnson leading things off. Johnson struck out on 3 pitches with runners on second and third and 1 out in the top of the first. Excuse me, in the bottom of the first inning. Lopes, of course, the designated road team for this one against the Grizz. First pitch cut on and missed. Count quickly 0-1. It'll be Johnson, Jaden, and Noss trying to add to their lead here, trying to put a few insurance runs on the board. Again, Denhart entering this inning with 50 pitches through the first 2 innings. As that pitch misses up, count moves to a ball and a strike on Johnson. Johnson's average down to 252 with that strikeout in the first inning. Still with 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 543 slugging percentage as the 1-1 pitch cut on and missed. Another healthy hack there from Johnson against Denhart to no avail, though, as the count moves to 1-2.
Yeah, they're just trying to make it a 2-0 game with that hit there. As we mentioned, Lopes getting 12 hits against the Grizz last night, so you know it's very possible for the Lopes to come back only down by 1 here.
1-2 pitch. Fouled off. Another check swing there from Johnson. Able to get a piece of it to stay alive. Lopes looking to pick up their 4th win at home this season with a win against the Grizz. That pitch just misses on the inside corner. Not getting the call from Anita Robinette there was Ryan Denhart. The Lopes, of course, picking up their 3rd win of the season here at home. About an hour and a half ago against St. Joseph's. Making the trip out from the East Coast. Out here in Phoenix for the weekend.
Yeah, Lopes are now 5-18 overall after that last win against St. Joseph's. So now with that win streak of 1, looking to build that here.
Denhart with already 1 punch out today against Morgan Johnson, looking for another one. In on the hands. Denhart thought about taking a stab at that one, called off by Kaylee Dietrich for the putout, and there's 1 away here in the 3rd. Johnson now 0 for 2 after the strikeout in the 1st. Pops up to Kaylee Dietrich at first here in the 3rd. So a 3-2 offering here, as you can see, in on the hands of Johnson. Jamming her, perfectly executed there from Ryan Denhart. As McKenna Jaden will dig in. Remember, runners on the corners. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. Jaden was able to poke one into right field for an RBI single. She now has 4 RBIs this weekend against the Lopes. Remember, picking up 3 RBIs, 2 for 4 performance here last night against both Ryan Denhart and Brianna Aguilar. As the 0-1 pitch, ripped in the air, right field. Should be an easy put out for Jaden Reed, and it is. 2 up, 2 down here for Ryan Denhart. We'll see if she's able to get out of this inning in quick manner as we'll take another look. Lofted out there in the right field area for Jaden Reed. Like we mentioned, those shadows really playing a decent factor. I wouldn't say they were playing a big factor early on in game 1 against St. Joseph's, or at least in the few innings here tonight against the Grizz. But the sun finally starting to set here on this Saturday night. First pitch, ripped foul by Lexi Noss, the second baseman, reaching on a fielder's choice in her last at-bat. Looking to get that average over 200 coming into the game, hitting 158. As the 0-1 pitch misses up, count moves to 1-1 on the second baseman. Ryan Denhart, of course, again looking for her first 1-2-3 inning in this one after getting herself into trouble in the first inning, giving up a run on 2 hits, leaving runners on the corners, and of course getting herself out of a bases-loaded 1-out jam in the bottom of the second. So 1-1 pitch, loft in the air. Denhart once again being called off by Kaylee Dietrich for a 1-2-3 inning, having fun out there between the pitcher and the first baseman for the Lopes as we'll head to the top of the 4th inning. Lopes looking to get on the board against Achenbach. You're watching GCU softball here on GCU TV.
Across the painted desert to where the mountains touch the sky. This is Sanderson Ford country, where Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford country, built on serving you. Sanderson Sanderson Ford. Satisfaction in everything we do. We're Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford.
Tweet hashtag AskGCU to get your question featured.
Top half of the fourth inning here on GCU TV. Lopes still looking to get on the board, though, as Tristan Achenbach has been able to shut him down. No runs on 4 hits in each of the first 3 innings. Has been able to work herself into and out of trouble in each of the first 3 innings. Holding on here with 63 pitches through the first 3 innings. She'll deal with the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Lopes order. Second go around here for Lorianne Olson. Flew out to center field in her last at-bat. Takes a first pitch strike over the heart of the plate. And the count quickly is 0-1. It'll be Olson, Cavarubio, and Reed. Of course, Lorianne Olson would love to get on base here, the way Mickey Cavarubio has been swinging the bat so far this season.
Absolutely. Cavarubio getting that double her last time at bat, so Olson able to get on here, and Cavarubio able to work some of her magic, could tie this game up.
And once again, Achenbach doing what Tristan Achenbach's been able to do for the first 3 innings in this one and get ahead. No balls and 2 strikes against these Lopes hitters. And the Lopes will be looking to dive deep into these counts as well. Lorianne Olson, the Tucson native. Lays off the 0-2 fastball up in the zone. Count moves to 1-2. And before those 4 hits here last night, Lorianne came into the weekend just hitting 167, looking to get that average over 200. As a 1-2 pitch. This is just a tad bit outside, but once again, Achenbach doing a nice job trying to paint the corner. She missed, but didn't miss by much there against Lorianne Olson as the count moves to 2-2. Tries to go with the backdoor pitch once again. Not going to find the call there from the home plate umpire, Robinette, and the count now runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes, so once again, Achenbach doing a nice job getting ahead 0-2, but these Lopes hitters continue to put the pressure on the right-hander as the count runs full on Lorianne Olson. Chop to second. Should be an easy put-out for Noss. The 4-3 put-out. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 4th, and that will bring up Mickey Cavarubio. Again, picking up that ringing double in her last at-bat. Took a 0-1 fastball over the outside corner, weighted back, drove it into the left center field gap. It's what she's been doing all season long, the freshman out of Surprise, Arizona. Looking for her 2nd hit of the day. Again, the Lopes have 4 hits through the first 3 frames against Achenbach as that first pitch misses low. Count quickly 1-0. Cavarubio with a big opening weekend. Picked up 4 extra base hits. I mentioned the walk-off home run in the opening game of that tournament out in Waco, Texas, against Illinois State. Two-0 pitch on the outside corner. Count moves to 2-1. This may be the first hitter that Achenbach has actually fallen behind here in this count. 2 balls and 1 strike to arguably one of the hottest hitters in this order coming into this weekend. Mickey Cavarubio hitting .306. As the 2-1 offering is ripped up the middle. Going to be a tough play at second base, but it's going to be made by Noss. So back-to-back 4-3 putouts for Lexi Noss over there at the bag at second. 2 up and 2 down for Achenbach here in the 4th, and that'll bring up Jaden Reed trying to give the Lopes a 2-out base runner. Still just haven't been able to figure out Tristan Achenbach. Have been able to put her back up against the wall on multiple occasions to this point. Just haven't been able to cash in, haven't been able to break through to this point. As Jaden Reed slaps one to third, going to be a tough play for Becker. Throws across the diamond for the 5-3 putout. You don't see anything better than that. A great play there from Kylie Becker over at the bag at third base. Was able to set her feet and fire across the diamond for the final out. A 1-2-3 inning for Tristan Achenbach as we'll head to the bottom of the fourth inning. We're halfway through here in Phoenix. Still a 1-0 lead for the Montana Grizz.
The Drowsy Chaperone is the latest from the College of Fine Arts and Production, featuring explosive twists and turns. This hilarious comedy opens with a theater fanatic listening to his favorite cast album that comes to life before his eyes. It all begins March 20th at Ethington Theater. Get your tickets now.
And again, March 20th through the 22nd, into the next weekend, March 27th through the 29th, and you can get in free by using your GCU student ID.
College students love free things, Jack.
I love free things.
I love free things. Have some free t-shirts at some GCU sporting events. Have some free theater and dance shows over at Ethington. You know, it's a great time.
Ryan Denhart would love a run-free inning here in the bottom half of the fourth inning.
There.
See what I did there?
I see what you did there. That was nice.
And she's been able to work herself into and out of trouble in each of the first two innings. Had herself a 1-2-3. Bottom half of the third inning, Kaylee Dietrich calling her off twice for two putouts over there at the bag at first base. She'll deal with the bottom third of the order for the Grizz, 7, 8, 9 with Wisegram, Hayden, and Petrino. These are the three hitters that gave her trouble in that bottom half of the second inning, loading the bases with one out. Got Wisegram
Leading off the bottom of the fourth.
to ground out right back to Ryan Denhart before Hayden was able to reach on an infield single. Remember, originally it was a 6-3 put out by Fifield, but the call was overturned on the field as that first pitch is in there for a ball, as the first base umpire, Trina Comerford, says Wisegram did not go around on the swing, as Robinette and Bishop appealed behind the dish. So 1-0 offering now to Wisegram. We mentioned tried to work her way with a bunt single in the bottom half of the second inning, right back to Ryan Denhart. As that pitch misses, or clips the outside corner, excuse me. Count moves to 1-1. Wisegram, of course, looking to reach on a bunt attempt in her first at-bat. As the ball popped up, hit her bat a second time, double tap for out number one, as that one's going to be chopped to short. Should be an easy play for Fifield. Gobbles it up for the 6-3 putout. Had a little bit of a tough time handling that one, but was able to gather herself, set her feet and fire and throw across the diamond for out number one. So with one away and nobody on,
Right fielder, Kylie Hayton.
that'll bring up Kylie Hayton, the senior, 1 for 1, like we mentioned, now 1 for 10 on the season with that hit in the bottom of the second inning. Was originally scored a 6-3 putout, a phenomenal play in the hole at short by Kaylee Fifield. First pitch misses outside, or excuse me, spoke too soon once again. Count moves to 0-1 as she gets the benefit of the doubt from Anita Robinette behind home plate. It was Trina Comerfield making the call at first base on that 6-3 putout. That would have been 2 outs and nobody on in that bottom half of the second inning before the three umpires got together to reverse the call, as that pitch clips the outside corner once again. The count quickly 0-2. So Ryan Denhart settling in here in the latter stages of her start. Had a shaky first 2 innings, but has retired each of the last 5 hitters. As the 0-2 offering to Hayden is upstairs, doesn't get her to bite, and the count moves to 1-2. That pitch count up to 66 now for the Lopes right-hander. And has now just allowed 1 earned run in 5 innings of work now against these Montana Grizz hitters. Counting last night's performance and today, as Hayden swings through that fastball up in the zone. 1-2 fastball gets her to chase the high cheese, and there's 2 away. So second punch out for Ryan Denhart. She's retired 6 in a row, trying to make it 7.
Left fielder, number 4, Anne-Marie Petrino.
As Anne-Marie Petrino, the senior, Washington native, tries to pick up her first hit of the night. Was hit by a pitch in her first at-bat. Misses outside, count moves to 1-0. Was left stranded at the bag at second base when Ryan Denhart loaded the bases. Remember, Becker reached with an infield single to load the bases. That one's nubbed. Going to be an easy play as Savannah Torville calls off Kristen Fifield for the final out, and that'll do it. So we'll move to the top of the 5th as Ryan Denhart has settled in, retiring 7 Grizz hitters in a row. Lopes looking to get on the board against Achenbach. You're watching GCU softball right here on GCU TV.
But we already have the best student section in the whole country.
I know, but what can we do to take this thing to the next level?
Guys, I think I've got an idea.
Whoa.
Ain't gonna get any better than that.
So one key component that makes the Waste Management Phoenix Open so successful is Cox Business. Over 700,000 people are going to come enjoy TPC Scottsdale, from digital TV to digital phones to security, and most importantly, that free Wi-Fi all over this property. We simply couldn't do it without a partner like Cox Business. We're grateful, we're thankful, it's a hole-in-one.
We're back here on GCU TV. Inning number 5 between the Grizz and the Lopes. 1-0 lead for Montana as the sun again starting to set here in the heart of PHX. Live from Phoenix, it's Saturday night.
Number 5.
Gotta get that plug in there as well, as Kaylee Dietrich will dig in. 9-1-2 for the Lopes. Dietrich, of course, 0 for 1 so far here today. Was at the plate with runners on second and third and 1 out in her last at bat. Pitch misses outside. Count quickly 1-0. It'll be Dietrich, Nicoletti, and Torville for the Lopes. Trying to break through here against Tristan Achenbach. 74 pitches to this point, 4 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, 1 punch out. As the 1-0 offering is lofted in the air, fairly deep center field, but right there is Wisegram to make the play. So a quick out number 1, as we've seen throughout the first 4 innings in this one. Achenbach making quick work of the leadoff hitter thus far, as Kaylee Dietrich, as you take a look there, again, put in a charge into one, just not enough. Right in front of the warning track was Wisegram. Gianna Nicoletti 1 for 2 on the day. Picked up a single in her last at-bat. Now has herself 5 hits and 7 at-bats this weekend. Against these Montana Grizz pitchers, first pitch, just off the outside corner. Count quickly 1-0 on Gianna Nicoletti.
Yeah, if you're the Lopes right now, you got to be thinking you need at least 1 here. As of right now, like, your main focus needs to be just to get that 1 to tie that game, so you no longer see that 0 in your total run column.
1-0 pitch, slapped. Right there is McGrath for out number 2. 4 pitches, 2 outs now for Tristan Achenbach. If the one thing the Lopes have done well through the first 4 innings against Achenbach, that's working up her pitch count. 2 quick outs on 4 pitches. You take another look there. Gianna Nicoletti, vintage Nicoletti, slapping that one the other way, but right there was Megan McGrath for the putout. So Savannah Torville will look to get on base here with 2 away. First pitch ripped right to McGrath again. 6-3 putout for an easy 1-2-3. Top half of the 5th inning for Tristan Achenbach. Wheeling and dealing through 5 innings of work. No runs, 4 hits for the Lopes as we move to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Still a 1-0 lead for Montana.
So let's take a look back at the Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game. So that first one, pitch, execute, and repeat. So the Lopes, other than that first inning, Denhart has been great with the pitching. Deja vu, Lopes haven't got as many hits as they did against the Grizz last night and haven't been able to add to their score as they did yesterday. But they have been able to stay down. They've kept those, and they haven't had any errors so far yet in this game. Knock on wood there, Jack, but able to do well. There was a little bit of a bloop there in Fifield's glove, but she was able to keep it in there and still get that out at first. So Lopes doing well, have a little bit of work to do to get that 1 run back that was done in the first, but other than that, great pitching here from Denhart.
Well, definitely, like you said, Ryan Denhart being able to execute after giving up just 1 run on 2 hits in that first inning. Got herself into a bit of a jam. Like we mentioned, bases loaded, 1 out in the bottom of the 2nd. Was able to get herself into and out of that jam, and since then has retired 7 in a row. Looking to add to that total here in the bottom of the 5th. It'll be the top 3rd of the order for Montana. 3rd go around here for Kylie Becker, as Sellers and McGrath will follow. Has definitely done the job here, as Lexi Coons, like we said, picked up a win earlier today, going the distance, giving up 3 earned runs, 2 of which came in that top half of the 7th inning, as Becker, the Nevada native, the sophomore, 2 for 2. She's had Ryan Denhart's number to this point. I mentioned the ringing double in the right center field gap to start this one out for Montana. Came around to score on the RBI single off the bat of McKenna Jaden in that first inning. First pitch misses inside, count quickly 1-0. Ryan Denhart could get out of this inning unscathed. In the top half of the 6th inning, the Lopes will have the heart of their order. 3, 4, 5, Lily Bishop, Kristen Fifield, and Kaylee Holland. Looking to do damage for the first time tonight against Achenbach, who again has been phenomenal through 5 innings of work, making quick work of the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the top half of the 5th inning. Becker singled, an infield single that loaded the bases in that 2nd inning, was left stranded at first base. Looking to get into scoring position for Sellers waiting on deck, still looking to pick up her first hit as that one's fouled off. Another check swing from Becker as the count remains 1-2. Tries to get her to chase the off-speed pitch there up in the zone. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Again, Ryan Denhart, that pitch count at 70 to start this inning. This will be pitch number 75 here to Kylie Becker. And nobody warming up in the Lopes bullpen. As that pitch is cut on, fouled straight back in front of the broadcast booth and into the stand. So the count remains 2-2. Just as I say, nobody's warming up in the bullpen, Shy. An arm is warming up in the bullpen,
Yeah.
right-handed arm. Again, we saw Yessie Morrison warming up in the 7th inning during Game 1 as Lexi Coombs starting to struggle a bit, but again was saved by Mickey Cavarubio out there in left field with the game-ending double play.
Looks like Brianna Aguilar, Bobo, warming up there in the bullpen for the Lopes.
As Kylie Becker's doing an excellent job here, quickly fell behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Able to work the count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. It'll be a payoff pitch here to start inning number 5 for Ryan Denhart. Don't want to get Becker on base. 4 stolen bases already on the season for the speedy leadoff hitter. As the 3-2 offering is blooped. Should be a play for Lily Bishop, and she makes it. Doesn't even have to rip the mask off for out number 1. 1 up and 1 down for Denhart here in the 5th, and that'll bring up Sellers. Sellers 0 for 1 with a walk in this game. Take another look here, jamming Becker in on the hands. Lily Bishop didn't have too much time to make that play. Got up, turned herself around, squeezed that one in for out number 1. As Cammie Sellers again walked back in the 1st, popped up to short with 1 out and the bases loaded back in the 2nd inning. Pitch misses low and outside, count 1-0. Both teams have had their opportunities to break through in this game. Of course, the Lopes leaving 4 runners in scoring position through the first 3 innings against Achenbach. Denhart, of course, loading the bases in that 2nd inning like we keep mentioning, as that pitch is cut on and missed for a strike. Count moves to 1-1 on Sellers. Still looking to break through in this one against Ryan Denhart. Went 0 for 4 last night against both Ryan Denhart and Brianna Aguilar. That one's lofted in the air. Should be an easy put out for Savannah Torville. Calls everyone off, squeezes it. 2 up, 2 down for Denhart. She's now retired 9 in a row. Looking for her 3rd consecutive 1-2-3 inning, and that will bring up Megan McGrath, who's also 0 for 2 to this point against Ryan Denhart. Take another look there. An easy can of corn for Savannah Torville.
Number 3, Megan McGrath.
Yeah, Denhart really doing a good job for her team, doing her job. And other than that, 1st inning with that 1 run coming across, you mentioned retiring 9 in a row and about to be now 10.
Make it 10.
Make
Savannah
it 10
Torville, another can of corn for the Lopes 3rd baseman. Making it look easy as we'll move to inning number 6 here in Phoenix. Something's got to give for this Lopes offense as they look to soft Tristan Achenbach one more time with 6 outs to work with. You're watching GCU softball right here on GCU TV.
Canyon State Credit Union, a local credit union serving the Valley for over 65 years, can assist you in buying your first home, refinancing your current home, or if you're dreaming of a retirement home. Canyon State Credit Union can provide you with a fast and affordable solution that meets your needs. Let Canyon State Credit Union run the numbers on your dream. Visit canyonstatecu.org or call 623-580-6015 for more information. Canyon State Credit Union, committed to you. We do business in accordance with the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, MLS number 410376.
When my hot water heater failed, she was pregnant, in-laws were coming, a little bit of water, it rocked our world.
I had no idea the amount of damage that water could do.
We called USAA, and they greeted me as they always do. Sergeant Baker, how are you? They were on it. It was unbelievable. Having insurance is something everyone needs, but having USAA, that's a privilege. We're the Bakers, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
Sixth inning, heart of the order for the Lopes. It'll be Bishop, Fifield, and Holland.
Number 27.
Bishop 1 for 2 in this game, and remember picking up that infield single back in the first. Trying to solve Tristan Achenbach, 79 pitches through the first 5 innings. Made quick work of the Lopes, only throwing 6 pitches in that top half of the 5th inning. Swinging on the first pitch is Bishop, fouls it straight back, count quickly 0-1. We mentioned the 2 home runs this year, 4 home runs a season ago for Lily Bishop, the Riverside native. Looking to put a charge into this one for the Lopes. If there was ever a time for a solo home run, it's right now for Lily Bishop, as she's thinking about one right there. Swings and fouls that one off. Foul tipped off the glove of McKenna Jaden behind the dish, and the count quickly 0-2. So just like that, Achenbach going back to work, getting ahead of these Lopes hitters, up in the count 0-2. Ryan Denhart has done a phenomenal job here tonight after giving up 1 run on 2 hits in the first inning, as Lily Bishop does not go around, says the first base umpire Trina Comerford. McKenna Jaden trying to make an appeal over there at first base, as Achenbach, despite her dominance in this one, only with 1 strikeout to this point. That came against Kaylee Holland all the way back in the first inning. Gonna have to go all the way back in the Wayback Machine to record that one, as that one misses up. Count moves to 2-2 on Bishop.
I like that one, the Wayback Machine. That's a good one there, Jack.
Pulling out all the stops here on Saturday night. See if Achenbach goes up once again here on 2-2. Goes low over the heart of the plate. Lily Bishop just a tad bit late on that one, slicing that one the other way towards Montana's dugout. So the count remains 2-2, and once again, it's been the story of this one so far. Achenbach getting ahead of these Lopes hitters 0-2. And these Lopes hitters having great discipline at the plate. Able to work the count here. This will be the 6th pitch of this battle between Bishop and Achenbach. Ripped down the third baseline and foul, so make it 7. As the pitch count now up to 86 here through 5 innings of work for Tristan Achenbach. Nobody warming up in that bullpen, however, so this is her game to win here with about 6 outs to work with. Up by 1. Still plenty of softball left to be played, only up 1-0. Kicks, winds, and delivers the 2-2 pitch. Grounder to second. Easy put out there at second base for Lexi Noss. 1 up, 1 down once again. 5 in a row retired now for Achenbach, as we'll take another look here. Lily Bishop with an inside-out swing on that 2-2 off-speed pitch on the outer part of the plate. As Kristen Fifield will look for her first official plate appearance in this one, has reached base twice. 5-pitch walk in her first at-bat. Excuse me, an 8-pitch walk in her first at-bat. 4-pitch walk in her second at-bat, as that one clips the outside corner. Count quickly 0-1.
Yeah, as we get into the later parts of these innings, here in the top of the 6th, and then for the top of the 7th, that 1-run lead is looking a lot more daunting than it really is, as we've said a bunch of times. Just one swing at the bat can really change the momentum here for the Lopes.
And I don't think it's been any secret to this point why Tristan Achenbach has been as successful as she's been, getting ahead at each and every at-bat here tonight with these Lopes hitters. It's a 1-1 pitch coming here to Kristen Fifield, as that one's fouled straight back. Lopes have had some healthy hacks here tonight against the right-hander. Just again, have not been able to cash in on their opportunities. Have left 4 runners in scoring position. Achenbach again only with 1 punch out tonight to go with 2 walks. Those 2 walks, of course, coming via from Kristen Fifield. Is that one lofted in the air, center field? Will it drop? Yes, it will, right in front of Wisegram, coming in trying to make the play. And just like that, the Lopes pick up their 5th hit. They're now out hit Montana in the hit column, picking up their 5th hit. Montana still with 1 run on 4 hits. As you take another look there, kind of a check swing hack there from Kristen Fifield, picking up her 2nd hit of the day. And that'll bring up Kaylee Holland with a runner on first base and 1 out. Remember, Kaylee Holland launching her first home run of the year last night against these same Montana Grizz. One swing of the bat could change the whole complexion of this game as that one is cut on and missed. Count quickly 0-1. Achenbach once again getting ahead of these Lopes hitters here late in this game. Again, 5 outs to work with for the Lopes with the tying run on first base. Coach Pearson would sure love to get a few more runners on base. Mickey Cavarubio waiting in the hole as that one's bunted down the first base line. It's a beauty for Holland. Play's going to be made there at first base. Great play by Sellers. Lexi Noss covering at the bag at first, so with a runner on second base, there's now 2 away, and that'll bring up Lorianne Olson. Take another look here. That's how you draw it up. Textbook bunt right there from Kaylee Holland, out by a few steps. So with 5 field leading off second, see the outfield playing a few steps back. Single probably ties this game as Lorianne Olson will look to pick up her 4th hit this weekend against Montana. 3 for 4 last night. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Grounded out sharply to second back in the 4th. First pitch on the outside corner misses. Count quickly 1-0. Again, Lorianne Olson with that breakthrough performance here last night, looking for a breakthrough moment right here. Trying to put the Lopes on the scoreboard for the first time against Achenbach. Off-speed pitch clips the outside corner. Count levels at a ball and a strike. And the outfield playing a few steps back. See Wisegram out there in center field playing a few steps in front of the warning track. Infield playing about straight away as Olson will look to rip something up the middle here with Wisegram playing so back as that pitch misses outside. Count moves to 2-1. So Achenbach falling behind Olson here with first base open. Again, the red-hot Mickey Cavarubio waiting on deck. Cavarubio coming in to this weekend hitting .306 before picking up a base hit here earlier on tonight. A double into the left center field gap as that pitch is in there for a called strike. A high strike there called by the home plate umpire Anita Robinette as the count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kind of changes the whole feeling of this at-bat. 3-1 pitch. You have some room to work with if you're Lorianne Olson in the driver's seat. Doesn't get the benefit of the doubt from Anita Robinette. 2-2 pitch now. Choke up on the bat. Try to put the ball in play with 2 outs as she just barely is able to nick that one off the glove of McKenna Jaden to stay alive, and we'll have a 6-pitch battle between Olson and Achenbach.
Yeah, nice work there by Olson to just get a little bit of her bat on that ball to keep herself alive here and give her team a little bit of hope with Byfield standing on second.
Achenbach kicks, winds, and delivers. Strike 3 as Olson will take a seat, and that'll do it here in the 6th. A brilliant performance to this point for Tristan Achenbach as the Lopes strand a runner in scoring position at second. We'll move to the bottom half of the 6th inning as Montana looking for a few insurance runs for Tristan Achenbach. 4, 5, and 6 here in Phoenix.
Grand Canyon University Arena is proud to host Elevate 2020 Music Festival back in Phoenix, Arizona for its 8th straight year. Join us this June for a great weekend of worship. Tickets are on sale now at gcuarena.com. Hey, Jack, I gotta ask you, out of this lineup, who here is your favorite?
I am a big Casting Crowns guy. I gotta admit, Cheyenne.
Yeah, okay.
Chris Tomlin in the house, David
really
Dunn
good
as well. Many names and faces as a star-studded lineup. June 27th and June 28th at the GCU Arena. Get your tickets at gcuarena.com. But Lily Bishop, of course, behind the dish, calling balls and strikes for Ryan Denhart. Back out on the mound here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. You gotta be thrilled if you're Coach Ann Pearson by the performances from both Lexi Coons and Ryan Denhart today. Of course, Coons going to 3-3, going the distance in Game 1 against St. Joseph. 7 innings of work, allowing 6 hits, 3 earned runs. Ryan Denhart's only blemish coming in the 1st inning, a 2-out RBI single off the bat of McKenna Jaden, has been brilliant since then, only allowing 1 run on 4 hits. The Lopes with no runs on 5 hits to this point. Achenbach has been brilliant through 6 innings of work. She'll look to go the distance with nobody warming up in Montana's bullpen in the top half of the 7th.
Leading off in pinch hitting.
Again, it'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Lopes in the 7th, starting with Mickey Cavarubio. Ryan Denhart is able to get herself out of this inning as Looks like we're good to go here. Ryan Denhart getting something from the dugout. Like it was Ryan Denhart getting a little bit of hand sanitizer from the bench. And we saw earlier on in the season, Ryan Denhart got a bit of a nosebleed against the New Mexico Lobos. That was on February 9th. May have gotten another one right there as that pitch is in there for a strike on the outer part of the plate. Count 0-1. So no strangers to those nosebleeds. Ryan Denhart early on in this season. Again, 4, 5, and 6 for Montana, trying to put a run across the board here. A big insurance run here in the bottom half of the sixth. That one plates to the outside corner. Count quickly 0-2 on Ward. Ashley Ward pinch hitting here. The freshman looking for her first hit of the tournament. Trying to get on base with McKenna Jaden on deck. Already 1 for 2 with a walk tonight against Ryan Denhart. Pitch misses up. Count moves to 1-2. And of course, Ryan Denhart's pitch count up to 82 entering this inning. Mentioned Brianna Aguilar. Bobo warming up out there in left field a couple innings ago, has since sat down. See if we see her in tomorrow's game. Again, a 12:30 matinee start on Sunday afternoon against the UNLV Rebels. Going to be a tough one for the Lopes as they look to pick up at least 2 more wins in this tournament. And they have 3 outs to play with in the top half of the 7th inning.
Yeah, Lopes played the Rebels yesterday, as we saw, losing that one 7-1, but still some great hitting there from the Lopes. Just not able to bring any of the runners around to score. As we mentioned in that game, only 2 runners ever made it to third, and 3 only ever made it to second in that first game against UNLV. So as we've mentioned before, UNLV kind of being that dominant force here in this tournament, as they are 4-0 so far.
2-2 pitch, ripped right back to Denhart, snags that one, making it look easy.
Nice
for the
catch there
1-3
from
put
Denhart.
out, 1 up, 1 down. Ryan Denhart continues to mow them down late in this one as Ward's now 0 for 1, still hitless on the weekend, and that'll bring up McKenna Jaden. Mentioned the sophomore catcher, doing a great job with Achenbach so far through the first 6 innings in this one, only allowing 5 hits, leaving 5 runners in scoring position for the Lopes. Picking up that RBI single in the first, the only run of the ball game to this point. Flew out to deep right in her last at bat, with runners on first and second and 1 out. Moved the runner over to third base. The Murrieta, California native looking for a 1-out base runner here against Ryan Denhart. She's been nearly perfect here in these last 3 innings. As that pitch misses outside, count levels at a ball and a strike. Of course, this bottom third of the order going 1 for 7 combined against Ryan Denhart. Lexi Noss 0 for 2 waiting on deck. Wise Graham 0 for 2 as well, waiting in the hole. We mentioned Kylie Hayden picking up that hit in the second inning. She's 1 for 2. And Marie Petrino 0 for 1 as well with a pair of walks, as that one's going to be lofted in the air to center field. Gianna Nicoletti squeezes that one. 2 up and 2 down here in the 6th as Ryan Denhart continuing to make things look really easy for her out there on the circle. Be a tough loss if the Lopes are unable to solve Achenbach in the top half of the 7th inning for Ryan Denhart. Again, comes into this one with a 2-3 record, looking to move to 3-3. Loss would put her at 2-4 as the first pitch is cut on and missed by Lexi Noss. Count quickly 0-1. Popped up to Kaylee Dietrich in her last at bat. That was in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Grounding into a fielder's choice to end the bottom half of the 1st inning with runners on the corners and 2 outs. In on the hands once again. Count quickly 0-2 as Ryan Denhart continuing to deal here late in this game, getting ahead of these hitters. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch count now up to 90 for the Lopes right-hander. Oh, 0-2 pitch, misses up, count moves to 1-2. Ryan Denhart trying to get these hitters to chase up in this game so far here tonight. To no avail right there against Lexi Noss. Again, it'll be Cavarubio, Reed, and Dietrich in the top half of the 7th inning against Achenbach. In on the hand, should be an easy put out for Dietrich. She makes the play. Another 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Denhart. She did her job here tonight. 6 innings of work, only allowing 1 run on 4 hits. Montana has left 5 runners in scoring position. Top half of the 7th inning. Do the Lopes have a rally in their bones? Only one way to find out. Stick around here on GCU TV.
We needed one more member on our roster. Streets of New York is proud to announce Grand Canyon University to our winning team. We are now the official pizza of GCU. Go Lopes.
Across the green desert to where the mountains touch the sky. This is Sanderson Ford country, where Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford country, built on serving you. Sanderson Ford, satisfaction in everything we do. We're Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford.
Lopes have 3 outs to work with as we return here on GCU TV. Covarubio, Reed, and Dietrich against Tristan Achenbach. 97 pitches through 6 innings of work. She's only allowed 5 hits, looking to go the distance, looking for the complete game shutout here against this Lopes offense. Lopes looking to avoid going to 1-3 this weekend in this tournament before their date with the Rebels tomorrow afternoon. First pitch to Covarubio, misses low and away, count 1-0. Covarubio, of course, with that double in the 2nd inning, was left stranded at 3rd, grounded out sharply to 2nd, back in inning number 4. So that one's ripped in the air, left field. Right there is Petrino, and on one knee she'll make the grab. 1 up, 1 down here in the 7th for Achenbach. And again, hitting that one right on the screws is Mickey Covarubio. As we take another look here, same approach from Covarubio, slicing it the other way. Gonna have nothing to show for that one, as Petrino was able to cut that one down, as Jaden Reed will look to get on base here. A ton of speed on the base paths if Jaden Reed could reach here. Again, 1 for 2, picked up an infield single back in the 2nd inning. Grounded out sharply to 3rd in her last at bat. This will be the 100th pitch for Achenbach. Chop gonna be a tough play for McGrath, and she made that one look a lot more smooth than it probably was for the 6-3 putout. Getting Reed by half a step. 2 up and 2 down, and the Lopes are down to their final out. See there, another great acrobatic play by Montana's shortstop. As it looks like Coach Pearson's gonna call back Kaylee Dietrich. With 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the 7th inning, down to their final out.
18 hitting for 5.
Pinch hitting for GCU, number 18.
So it'll be Olivia Zufelt in here for Kaylee Dietrich.
And we mentioned some dramatic spots earlier on this season for Olivia Zufelt, launching a walk-off home run against the New Mexico Lobos on February 9th. Had 6 RBIs on that weekend, 4 RBIs in that game alone. Lopes were down by 2 runs in the 4th inning in that game against the Lobos. Olivia Zufelt coming off the bench with the bases loaded, pinch hit, 3-run double to give the Lopes the lead. And then in her next at-bat, launching a walk-off home run against the Lobos in the bottom half of the 7th inning to walk away with a 7-6 victory. 1-1 pitch, fouled straight back, and the Lopes are down to their final out. Same old story for Tristan Achenbach, getting ahead of these Lopes hitters as she looks to pick up her 3rd punch-out in this game to solidify a complete game shutout against the purple and white. Zufelt again with 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, looking for her 3rd. Chases up, and that'll do it. third punch out of the night for Achenbach, and she completes the job. Complete game shutout, 5 hits allowed. Lopes leave 4 runners in scoring position tonight. And obviously this was the Tristan Achenbach show here tonight with her 3rd win of the season as Montana picks up 2 victories on the weekend against the Lopes.
Correction, starting at 10 a.m. The first game will feature the
Yeah, Jack, the Lopes had some great things going, got some great hits, that double to start off Mickey Covarubio, but unable to come around and touch home plate. And Den Hart, as we mentioned, despite that 1 hit that made it across there, or ended up making it across there back in the first, had a great job. She also ended up pitching the whole game here for the Lopes. So despite the Lopes taking the L on this game, it was a great outing, even after having that momentum from that double play from Covarubio and Torville back in that game earlier against the Hawks. The momentum just didn't fully carry over here into this one.
Definitely got to give credit to where credit's due today. Both Lexi Coons and Ryan Den Hart pitching their hearts out today. Lexi Coons, of course, going the distance, 7 innings, gives up 3 earned runs, picks up the win. Ryan Den Hart, the hard luck loser in this one, picking up her 4th loss, going the distance, 6 innings of work, only allowing 1 run on 4 hits. But Tristan Achenbach was just that much better, giving up no runs on 5 hits through 7 innings of work. Thanks for tuning in to the Lopes Up Classic. And again, follow Grand Canyon University on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. We'll be back right here tomorrow at 12:30 as the Lopes take on the UNLV Rebels. From everybody here at GCU TV, alongside Cheyenne Rose, I'm Jack O'Hara saying sayonara from GCU Softball Stadium in the heart and soul of Phoenix, Arizona. Have a great rest of your Saturday night. And as always, go Lopes.